Still out here in Boston. What a beautiful city this is. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I just love being in a big city where there's tons of energy, tons of amazing stuff to look at. I'm gonna just hit this real quick so you can just see the buildings back there. Look at that building back there. So beautiful. Man, anyway, we're out here in Boston for one more day. We're finishing up video lessons, but there's this thought I had. You know, how much potential are you leaving on the table right now for yourself? And it's not just that you're leaving potential on the table. There's something blocking your potential. There's a wall, there's a fence right now that is prohibiting your potential, and it's your ego. One of the most difficult things that we struggle with is taking feedback. There's an amazing podcast I was listening to for the fourth time that I've heard it. It's by Ray Dalio. I'll put the link in here. Ray Dalio's podcast on Tim Ferriss's podcast is unbelievable. His interview on Tim Ferriss, it was at last year. Go download it. But you know, Ray talks about how he runs Bridgewater, one of the most successful venture investment firms that exists. And he talked about this meritocracy where every one of their employees had the ability to rate one another and give each other harsh, critical feedback. And it's only harsh and critical when we're not used to getting it. And in order to live in a meritocracy, he says, it takes about 18 months for you to get comfortable with that sort of feedback. And what are you shedding in that 18 months? You're shedding your ego. So many of us right now are limiting our potential and our growth because we're unwilling to take feedback from people that really care, that really have good opinions, that really could teach us a thing or two, that really do have our best interests in mind when they give us that feedback, but we're unwilling to let that ego go. And what holds our ego up, if there were studs at the foundation, it's fear of failure, it's fear of rejection, and we got to let go of those things right now. You know, it's so cool to be out here right now with the two key members of my team, Ashley and Daniel. Daniel's my videographer, Ashley's my photographer, my right hand with all the business operations stuff. She also is an incredible speaker, an incredible inspirational figure in her own right. But all of us yesterday spent the day running around Boston, recording videos. And the cool thing is that we were very open to one another's feedback. There was never a point where I felt like I couldn't say something or they couldn't say something to me that I wasn't willing to take in. If it was feedback for a different way for me to deliver a message, or if there was something I had to redo, or if there was an outfit that just didn't look right, I crave that feedback from those two. And I crave it from people in general, but it's something that I've had to learn to get to that point with. So again, for all of you, I just want to encourage you right now. There's people in your life that are trying to love you by giving you good feedback. There's part of your potential that you can't reach without stepping outside of yourself and saying, what is the best way to do this? And sometimes it's not the way that you thought to do it. Sometimes you have to abandon things. There's things in the program right now that we are revamping and changing. We are completely scrapping because the customers, you guys, have informed us to do so. Those are things that we were sure in our minds and in our opinions were going to be great. But the reality is that the consumer informed us. People who take in the program informed us that it's not working. Something better could work. The video lessons we're recording right now are a result of listening to feedback that said that the message that we get when we go to your workshops and seminars and the program message, they're not totally lining up. There's inspiration, there's a sense I can do anything, I can accomplish anything. So we're recording new video content to reflect that. The only way we could do that is to get ego out of the way. Again, I invite all of you right now to step into your full potential. And I know that sounds so cliche-ish that I almost didn't want to share it because I don't want you to block out this message. Full potential, unlock your full potential. I'm sure there's some workshop, seminar, book you can get on that. Here's the easy book. I'll break it down for you. Here's the cliff notes. Be open to feedback. Be open to criticism. Untangle and stop owning every idea and everything that you do as a personal extension of your identity. It's not. Again, part of this whole message of separating your self-worth, your self-esteem from the number on a scale or from it, part of it is taking a step back and taking it apart and untangling it from some of the things that you do. You aren't defined by the outcomes of your profession. And if you want to be better at your profession, if you want to be better as a parent, if you want to be better as the roles in your life that matter to you, at some point you have to be willing to step outside, put that ego aside, not personalize things so much, and be able to really listen to the feedback around you. It may be the key to unlocking your potential, but first you got to lay that ego down. That's all I'm saying.